Hey, let's talk about this Rigid 4520. This is the upgraded, well, before they come up with the one that is made by Delta. But basically, from the older Rigid, this one has a magnetic switch. It has a brick in the motor, and unlike the original one that had a very thin plate, this one has a nice proper plate, and you can make your own zero clearance. People are having a couple problems with this saw, and with all of them has always been, first of all, the fence. In this particular new one, people are having problems with the top not being flat, and with the saw going up and down, having problems with the saw going up and down. I went through that problem, and I can tell you that there is, let me get a pen here or something to point. This is bolt right there that has supposed to be somewhat loose because it kind of travels up and down. Compared to the 45-degree one here, has a nylon bushing inside of it. It moves really smoothly. This one doesn't. The bolt that is holding the riving knife is moving up and down, and it's also connected to the belt. So when you run into problems and it gets hard to either move it up or down, if you force it, you're gonna more than likely loosen up the belt, and then don't realize that, once you adjust this, something is still not gonna be right, and it's gonna be the belt. If the belt gets loose, it affects that too. If this is now fairly tight, which it cannot be too tight, but if it's not fairly tight, your riving knife will be loose. There is also nowhere in the instructions or nothing, but this has a bit of movement, and this has a collar that runs around the motor mount. And the side here, there are 3 set screws that are not meant to lock this into place, but they're meant to stop it from sloping. So otherwise, you won't be able to keep your riving knife in line, right? So basically, those 3 set screws in here make sure that there is no play, and I'm assuming that will also be making it parallel to the blade. And nowhere in the manual or in the Explorer View explains any of that, as I discovered going through my problems. So I bought a new fence for this, and this is going to be part of this video. And I was going to buy a new saw, and then I decided, I haven't had any problems with power or other than not being able to cut straight, which is really sad for a very nice saw. No matter what I do, the fence is constantly going off somewhere, whether it's not aligned this way or it's not 90 degrees to the table. And as I was making my decision to either buy a new saw or not, I'll tell you the reason why. I decided to keep it and do something with it. So this is my cast iron section. This is perfectly flat. That's flat. That's flat. That's flat. This way is flat. which is really, I mean, I had another older version before, and it was pretty close, but it wasn't as good as this one. Maybe I got lucky, but this one. So because of that, instead of spending $2,000-3,000 on a saw like the ones I was looking at, Laguna and Harvey and so on, I didn't look at the saw stop because whatever. I mean, like every other machine that we have does not have protection. So, I mean, if every machine had that, I think it would make sense. If not, then I think it's just the same, you pay the same attention. And I get it. People are going to say, hey, it's safety, and I agree with you. So let's not get into that, because that's not what this video is about. So the problem with the fence I was having is in here. Let me show you. If I bring my fence here, you will see that there, how much of a gap there is. And as I move across, there's a higher gap here. And no matter what I do with the screws and whatever, I can't, right now, this one is almost all the way up. And this one here is down, kind of trying to push it this way. And as you can see, it's gonna hit there. So essentially, when I start to run a piece of wood, here it's slightly skewed. And when it reaches here, it drops. And well, my cut, no matter how straight this is and how 90 degrees, is no longer a straight cut. And I just couldn't figure that one out. And part of this is my stupidity, and you'll see in a second. I mean, it's their flaw. This is a very good saw. I mean, the only reason these guys cut this thing is so it can fit in the box, which is just so sad, because it probably saved like $1.50 in shipping. And so you can see a tiny little gap here, and that should hint you as to what the problem is. When I put this together, it was perfectly fine. For that matter, I just moved the saw here from my basement, so it's only been here maybe like 2 months, and I used it. I put some heavy. I run a piece like this mahogany here. This is 4/4 by 6 feet, but it's pretty freaking heavy. And I put stuff on top of my table just like everyone else does. But so if you look at my fence, I moved the fence back here, and the gap seems to be very uniform from one end to the other, which again, it should give you a hint as to what's going on. So the halves of the fence, if I put this here, it's not 100%, but it's pretty good. Here is flat, but when I put it in between the two of them, so there's more than 1/16, close to 1/8 of an inch, which means that there's this bow, and hence the exact same thing is in the back. I'm not going to show you the gap, but it's about the same or worse. And essentially, what that does is, it depends where the fence is, because this is on a slope. From here to here, there is a slightly different angle, because this side of the fence is basically following this angle, and as it reaches here, it gets worse, and on top of not being able to bring this below this line. So we're gonna take this guy apart, and I'll show you the new fence. I don't even know if it fits, so we're gonna discover that together. So I bought a fence from, it's a Crafttech from BCB, and it's all one piece. Anyways, I'll just shut up and go get the box. I got my fence off. I didn't show you that because if you own one of this and don't know how to take the fence off, then really you shouldn't have it. But anyways, I got my box. This is a Crafttech Model CX230 T-style rib fence, 30-inch rails, and it's the same fence that comes with this saw here from BCB, which is a CX212. That saw is, I think, it's 18 or 1900 bucks. But anyways, let's just open this up. Let me switch cameras, put this one away. Hopefully fits, and hopefully Justin is not hiding in here, if you know what I mean. Man, I hate styrofoam, but I like when my stuff it comes in one piece. So, instructions, I'm not gonna open that because I need to see if this is gonna work. So let's just grab this guy. Wow, that's a very nice extraction. So that has a T-slot, which means that it will work here fine. So far, so good. The back of it, there are no holes here, so this will go this way. These holes line up. They do. Amazing. This one's done. This for the most important ones line up. The next two for the wing do, and these two don't. I actually don't care because I might make this out of wood, especially if this seems to be longer than the other one on this side. So I think we're good. I might have to make this one a little bigger, but I think she's a keeper. And let's have a look at this. Wow, this thing is heavy. That. Wow, this thing weighs more than twice my other one. Nice middle. $36 and this is 27, which means it will stick out over the table. Don't mind that. Yeah, I think we're gonna do this. So there you have it, the fence is installed. Pretty straightforward. everything fits. Same bolts. Bolts here, even the one that came with the kit. These ones are the exact same size of the other ones. So anyways, I use the new ones. This 4 holes fit perfectly. Those two there do fit the other wing. This one doesn't, but you have an extra 4 inches here, so I am gonna make my own. I might make both. That's why I haven't put it on. As per the fence itself, it's very strong. It runs. I put some wax. I sanded the top and put some mint wax on. She runs very smooth. Locks beautifully. To adjust was fairly easy. These two here, this one and this one, adjust your height this way, and the back of it actually runs on a ball bearing. It's pretty cool. It has a ball bearing that runs on top of the railing. It's adjustable also, and the actual fence, to make it parallel, there are these 2 tabs here, and they have a set screw in the back. So by loosening and tightening those, you give it this. This little flap runs along the back, and this little guy here adjusts so it's tied up against there. This little flap, let's go there. Doing this with one hand because you know how we shoot video with one hand and do nothing with the other. Very happy. Fence was I think either $350 or $370 Canadian. Not 100% sure, but somewhere around there. They also have kind of like the same thing, but actually like steel instead of aluminum, and that one is like almost $600. I mean, that's how much I paid for the saw in the first place. So I don't know. I took a chance on this, and I'm very happy with it. Anyways, catch you later. Make sure you don't subscribe to my channel. You know, we don't want you hanging around here. See you later.